So I've added my second tree, and you guys can see it's up higher, so I made it a little smaller too. I'm gonna go ahead and put in another one. This one, I'm gonna try to make it look like it's kind of in the middle. So I did my line just using the tip of my brush, spreading out the trunk, and then I'm gonna grow my branches off of it. And some of these are gonna kind of tangle into the other trees. So we've seen this effect before. We know that sometimes things overlap. Now I'm going to paint the leaves. But this is something we've drawn leaves before, but we haven't painted them. So what I want to do is a technique that works just like when I draw leaves. I'm not going to sit there and draw one at a time. So I'm not going to paint one at a time either. So a lot of people would say, oh, okay, we'll go with green. Well, I use green on the ground, so I want my leaves to be green, but I'm not going to use green. So we're going to have to use our knowledge of the color wheel. So I'm not going to use the green that's already there. That would be too easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use yellow to start with. I know from us talking about primary and secondary colors, yellow is primary, so I can't make it, so I have to start with this one. So I'm running that around on there, getting that on my brush, and then I'm going to do a technique called stippling where I dab with my paintbrush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the one that's in the back here, and that sort of makes a fluffy, like edgeless kind of shade. So it seems like a lot of leaves together. It doesn't seem like one leaf at a time. Then I'm going to do my next tree. My next one, some of us might not like when we see this happen, but this happens in real life. So I'm going to go ahead and do it here too. So I'm stippling on my yellow leaves, but here I'm actually going to do this where it covers up the ones that are behind it. So we know that effect is called overlap. That makes it look like this tree's closer than that one. So I'm going to load my brush again, a little bit more water, a little bit more paint, and I'm stippling the last one, which is actually down lower, plus this tree is bigger, so this one is definitely in the front. Now, I want to get the effect of green. So we know from our color wheel, if we look on here again, I've used yellow, there's green, there's blue. Yellow and blue are what make green. So I'm going to clean out my brush really well. I don't want to put my yellow paint in the blue paint, so I'm squeezing it out. I watched the water. It looked like it was pretty clear. So now I'm going to load it with my blue paint. I'm going to get that on there, running it around in there. And I'm going to stipple right on top of the yellow. What that's going to do is where it mixes together, it's going to look green, but it's going to keep some of the yellow showing. So that shows light parts. And where I see the blue, that shows the dark parts. I'm going to load some more blue on there, and I'm going to stipple right on top because I want this tree's leaves to seem like it's in front of the other ones. And then I'm going to get some more blue, and I'm going to stipple right on top of this one. So these overlap the one behind it in the middle. Now at this point, if you wanted to, you could add some bushes and plants in there because now you know some different painting techniques that would work really well for that. So I look forward to seeing what you add in on your own and what you send me when you submit your work later.